and welcome to an episode of The Clever Bass Clarinetist. I'm your host, Dr. Larkin Sanders. This is fun. I have two Backun Alphas to try today. One goes to low E flat and the other goes to low C. These instruments are so cool because they have this beautiful keywork, the craftsmanship and excellence you come to expect from a maker like Backun, but they start at like just under $3,000 for the low E flat, and even this low C bass is only about $3,500. Marie here, this is my personal bass clarinet. She's a Selmer privilege, and I think she retails like her brethren, I suppose, her sisterin, retail right now for about $16,000. So there's truly no comparison when it comes to the price point. Of course, comparing the sound and the playability is a little bit like comparing apples and oranges, because those people who are interested in buying something like a privilege bass are not necessarily the same audience of people who are looking for a synthetic body bass clarinet. Since I bought Marie in 2021, I have become mostly a bass clarinet player. I've won an audition playing the bass clarinet. I have multiple jobs playing the bass clarinet regularly, and at the universities where I teach, I also have some bass clarinet students and bass clarinet majors, which I know is a little bit crazy. So anyway, I have to start somewhere. I have to have some kind of control for the scientific project. So we're going to hear from Marie first, and then we're going to hear from these Backun Alphas, and I'll tell you what I think after I'm done. So, I should also mention that Marie is outfitted with a Blashaus neck in gold, and I am using my personal mouthpiece, which is a Behn Epic medium open mouthpiece in a D'Addario Reserve reed strength 3 and a Silverstein HEXA Rose Gold Ligature. I'll be using this mouthpiece, ligature, and reed for all the instruments you see before here, but I will not be using the neck. All right, and I'm going to test these instruments just by doing one thing. I'm going to do a full range chromatic scale, starting on low C or low E flat, and go as high as I can, and then come back down again. I think something weird might have happened at the top of the scale, but that's okay. Like, you get the idea. I'm going to quickly and carefully take my mouthpiece apart and slap it on this other Backun Alpha low C bass clarinet. All right, here is the low C Alpha. honky sound. This would be perfect for a student who needs help bringing up their sound level, for a professional pit player who is scared about having a fully wooden instrument in a cold pit, or dry pit, or any kind of pit, really. Or for a jazz musician who really wants that big, like, honky sound from a bass clarinetist. I wouldn't consider selling my Selmer in favor of one of these, but I can say this is like one of my new favorite things, and I can't wait to expose more of my like students and clients to this instrument. I really like the layout of the keys. It feels very similar to my Privilege. The thumb mechanisms on the back are in the same order. All of the keys are in the same order as my Selmer clarinet too. There are two different, I think at least two different orders of thumb keys. Buffet has one order and Selmer has another, where the back is C, C sharp, D flat, and then D sharp, E flat. I like this because then you have two ways of playing D sharp, E flat, here and here. And you still have two ways of playing D, here and here. On the other method, we would have C, C sharp, D flat, and D, which is okay, except there are still two D keys, and only one E flat, meaning there are three D keys and one E flat. Like, what's the point? I've never understood that order of keys. It doesn't make sense to me. It seems really impractical and more challenging than this setup, but I really like it. I really like how honky and meaty the low notes are, which is definitely what we want. I would have to reconsider some of my altissimo fingerings on this instrument. It clearly like responds a little bit differently than my Privilege bass, and would want to pick out some new fingerings. I know it was like the tune intonation was kind of wild up there. I would blame me. I will take the blame for that, not the instrument. This instrument's also like right out of the box. It hasn't been set up or anything, and I'm already making this kind of sound on the instrument, and I think that speaks to the manufacturing and the design and everything good about this instrument. This instrument is nickel plated, so I gotta be careful. I'm a little bit allergic to nickel. I'm not gonna do things like touch my face. But that's something to consider. You can get a nickel plating and save yourself some money, or you can get a full silver plated instrument as well for a little bit more. Something else I really like about this instrument is the steep angle of the neck. I love my neck on this instrument, but something I really miss from my stock neck is this steep angle. Because the way I play my bass now, I have to like really tuck it under my seat so I can get that good angle. And this, you don't really have to. Not only do we have this steep angle neck, we also have this configuration of the peg so that it's really inclined toward like good clarinet embouchure, good clarinet angle. All right, I'm going to quickly take off my mouthpiece reed and ligature and put it on the low E flat instrument, and we'll see how that sounds. Oh my god, this instrument is so beefy. I really like it. There are a couple like little squawky things that's on me. I mean, one of the cool things about both of these Backun instruments is that they have a triple register mechanism, which just means that like different register openings open for depending on where you are in the clarion register. My Privilege has a double register mechanism, so that means it shifts between D and E. This one has the shift between D and E, and then I think it has something extra for the throat tones. Yeah, it opens something extra for the throat tones and something else. I'm sure Michael Longstern could tell you all about it on his channel at Earspasm. Anyway, I really like this instrument. I never really got the chance to play low E flat basses. I basically just went straight to low C's in school, and then when it became time for me to buy my own, of course, as a professional clarinetist, I went straight to the low C. But this is a great option for people who want to play bass clarinet but don't want to have such a giant instrument, or who play jazz and like to stand up and attach the clarinet to their body, or if they just like if you don't need a low C. This is a perfectly nice instrument. It has a beautiful sound. It's really easy to play. It'd be easier to take care of too than a low C instrument. The low C instrument is going to spend more time in the shop than one of these, I think. But yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised. I really like this low E flat instrument, and it has that same like angle of the peg and angle of the neck that I really liked out of this other Alpha bass clarinet. Yeah, I would happily recommend these bass clarinets to anyone who is looking to develop their bass clarinet skills, who are ready for like a quality instrument but have budgetary restrictions, or for schools where people are sharing bass clarinets. I've always kind of found it gross that at schools we're always sharing, like at colleges and stuff, we're sharing these wooden instruments with each other. Yuck. These are synthetic body instruments. I would feel much better sharing a synthetic body instrument with people, knowing that like we're getting all the stuff out of the pores, or there are no like real pores for things to get stuck in. That too. I feel better about cleaning it. Feel cleaner about it. I really like them. I think they're going to be like revolutionary for the clarinet and bass clarinet community at large. All right, so there you have it, my comparison and introduction to the Backun Alpha Bass Clarinets alongside Marie, the Selmer Privileged Bass Clarinet. Am I going to switch? No. But I also look forward to trying and comparing the Q to Marie, because Q is basically the same instrument but made of wood. The keys are supposed to be exactly the same, the mechanism's the same, the design essentially the same but made out of wood. So it's also something to consider as you're pondering these instruments and what would it be like if it were wood. Well, we'll find out. Hopefully just a little bit better and definitely not worse. And there are also like things to consider, like the key plating. Both of these instruments are nickel and Marie is silver. Like I said, nickel is something you might have to worry about with students with allergies, or if you yourself have an allergy like me. I also feel like silver plated instruments have a like more controlled sound, but that might also just be my own personal superstition. Nickel is supposed to be more durable than silver as well, and also better in manufacturing on the environment, just less planetary damage. So if you're okay with nickel, I recommend going for it. But of course there are silver options as well. Which one did you like the best? Did you like the E flat Alpha, the low C Alpha, or Marie? Please let me know in the comments below. If you're interested in trying instruments like these, feel free to check out my website, cleverclarinetist.com, for up-to-date pricing and information regarding trials, and to set up appointments, or to get started on your purchase, or to even find other cool stuff like this fun dress that I'm wearing and designed myself. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.